is what your perfume fills my head and falls it ringing all the night so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they want to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good everything from wherever you're tuned in from. My name is Grace Nzula, and it's an honor to have you this evening. We are excited. Welcome to Get It Right with Atara Solutions. We are so excited to be having this webinar today, and Get It Right with Atara Solutions. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome, 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 welcome. Somebody says they can't hear me. I hope you can hear me now. We had not started, so we've just started. So confirm that you can actually hear me. Let's see. Somebody confirm that you can hear me. Okay, thank you. All right. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Grace Nzula. I'm the host of Get It Right with Atara Solutions. Get It Right with Atara Solutions is a webinar series that seeks to demystify issues in employment and entrepreneurship. Sorry. So yes, Get It Right with Atara Solutions is a webinar series that seeks to demystify issues in employment and entrepreneurship. We do this every Tuesday from 8 p.m. We have been doing this since 2020, and we are very, very excited that we are clocking to the 5th year, actually, Richard. We are clocking 5 years. So we are very, very honored to be here tonight. Now, Get It Right with Atara Solutions is also organized by Atara Solutions. Atara Solutions is a HR consulting and training company. If you're looking for HR manager outsourced, if you're running an organization and you don't need a full-time HR or you want to outsource the HR department, then you need to get in touch with us at Atara Solutions. And then we also offer learning and development for all your learning and development needs, from team buildings to in-house and out of premise training. We also offer one-on-one coaching sessions. So please, if you have your training needs, get in touch with us at Atara Solutions and we'll be able to support you on that. And then we also offer recruitment and selection. If you're looking to fill in positions, you can get in touch with us. If you're looking for a job, you can go to our LinkedIn page and you can see the advertisements and you can get to apply for a job there. And then we also offer HR consultancy. Please give us an opportunity to review your policies. Give us an opportunity to do your job evaluations, among others. So we partner with you as an organization, and we are honored to serve you and walk the journey with you. Now, on Get It Right with Atara Solutions, I don't do it alone. I am here with my co-host, Madam Catherine Sidandi. Catherine Sidandi is our sign language interpreter. If you know somebody with hearing impairment, please tell them there's something that is going on, something good. And you know people who are not leaving them behind, please let them log in. Let us move together. Let us be inclusive. So Catherine Sidandi is our sign language interpreter. If you have an event, if you have a training, if you have any need for sign language interpretation, then Catherine Sidandi is your best person to do that with you. And of course, we have my co-host, Mr. Richard, and I will allow Richard to introduce himself.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Grace, the moderator of choice. Good evening, Catherine. Good evening, our guest speaker, Rena Hicks. We are very happy to be here. By even the number, it shows that people want money in their pocket as they sleep. My name is Richard J. Magoma, and I have a quote for you. If you don't find a way to make money while you are asleep, you will work until you die. That is Warren Buffett, who has given us that quote. My name is Richard Magoma, as I've said. I specialize in training people for interviews and also public speaking. But tonight, as Lady Grace has said, we are going to demystify what is passive income by Rena Hicks. Over to you, Grace.
All right, thank you for that, Richard. If you're looking for public speaking classes, and if you're looking for a job and you need interview preparation, then you need to get in touch with Richard and he'll be able to take you through that. So allow me to quickly just appreciate our partners who support us in making sure that these sessions are coming your way as often as we possibly can. And I will do that quickly, then we can get to the topic of the day. All right, so we have Nilefront Cottages. Nilefront Cottages are cottages located in Jinja, Uganda. Now, Jinja is 2 hours from Busia border, and it's also 1 hour drive from Kampala. If you're in Uganda or you're in Kenya, you should be able to go and just visit Nilefront Cottages. They are near where Lake Victoria meets River Nile. It is such a beautiful place to be at. You can do your boat rides, you can enjoy the sunset and the sunrise. You can enjoy your stay, and then you can just Jinja is one of those very scenic places. They have about 3 or 4 what do we call them? Waterfalls. So you need to visit Jinja and just get to see. And of course, you need to book your stay at Nilefront Cottages. We have Profiles International. Profiles International are the guys who offer psychometric assessments. If you're looking to do psychometric assessments, if you're looking to change culture in your organization, if you're also looking to become a Genius Emotional Intelligence coach, then Profiles International will be your people. We have K-Square HR Services. K-Square HR Services are our partners in Rwanda. If you're looking for HR services in Rwanda, then K-Square HR Services will be the best people. If you're looking for training in Rwanda as well, they have customized trainings for you down in Kigali, Rwanda. We then have Steadfast Quality Solutions. Steadfast Quality Solutions is our partner in Uganda. If you're looking for board trainings, board evaluations, and if you're just looking for people to engage your board, then Steadfast Quality Solutions are your people. They offer HR services and public relations services as well. And it is led by my good friend, Herbert Zaker. If you're looking for a coach, then Herbert is a certified Gallup coach, a certified strengths coach by Gallup. And he has coached over 500 executives. He's such an amazing coach. You need to get in touch with Herbert Zaker. And then we have AAR Insurance for all your insurance needs. We have Hotel Sapphire. Hotel Sapphire is located in Mombasa. You need to visit Hotel Sapphire if you're down at the coast. They have an amazing band that plays there every Friday. They have an amazing buffet of Swahili food. So if you're there trying to figure out where to go for next dinner or next lunch, and they have amazing, beautiful conference services or other facilities. So you need to visit Hotel Sapphire if you're looking for a conference facility, if you're looking to just go and have fun by yourself or by the group, then you need to visit Hotel Sapphire in Mombasa town. And then we have Tufaha Resort. Tufaha Resort is a resort located in Nanyuki. I'll be telling you more about Tufaha in a bit. And then we have Panessa Training Institute. If you're looking to study carpentry or woodworking, if you're looking to understand or do what we call do-it-yourself, DIY, then you need to join Panessa Training Institute to get to understand how to work with wood and just get to polish your woodworking skills. We have Port Sacco. If you're looking for a Sacco to join, then you need to visit Port Sacco. And then we have Sotet Kinyumbani. Sotet Kinyumbani is a hotel located in Nanyuki. If you're in Nanyuki or you're heading to Nanyuki or you're just passing through Nanyuki and you're looking for a place to have lunch, dinner or breakfast, or just pop in for a cup of tea, then you need to go to Sotet Kinyumbani. Their food is so amazing. They actually cook very fresh food. Their vegetables are to die for, and it's the only hotel in Nanyuki that offers mursik. So if you're looking for Kenyan delicacies, then Sotet Kinyumbani are the people for you. And then I told you I'll let you know about Tufaha Resort. We are going down to Tufaha Resort on the 12th of April. Please save the date, mark your calendars. We are going down to Nanyuki on the 12th of April. This is going to be for an evening of learning and networking. We're going to have fun and food. And this one will be at only 4,500 for conference and dinner. If you want to spend the night or you can spend the night accommodation, we can give you details on that. You can get in touch with us. And we are also leaving Nairobi. So if you're coming from Nairobi, we are leaving Nairobi on Saturday morning, and we are back on Sunday at only Kenya shillings 3,000. So please join us on this road trip to Nanyuki. We have 2 sessions happening. We'll have a leadership session, and then we have emerging issues in labor laws. That is the conversation we are going to be having down in Nanyuki. So you get to have road trip, you get to learn, you get to network, you get to have fun, and you get to actually enjoy some food and some serenity. Just check out Tufaha Resort for yourself, and you can let me know whether it is not the place to be. Please join us for this road trip. It is the road trip of the year. Please, please, please join us, and I can bet you'll have a lot of fun. So expect learning, expect to network. Remember, your network is your net worth. Your next Destiny Connector might actually be meeting in Nanyuki. So please join us on the 12th of April from 2 o'clock down at Tufaha Resort. And for more details, you can get in touch with us, info@atarasolutions.co.ke or 0748 800 500, 0748 800 400, 500. That is our number. Please, let's go to Nanyuki on this road trip. All right, and so on to the matters of the day. We are talking Money Monday, and I am very, very excited to see the numbers we have here tonight, and I'm looking forward to this conversation because, hey, don't we want to make money, and don't we want to shine? So at this point in time, I would like to bring up our speaker tonight. Just 1 second. I'm just trying to make sure she's properly spotlighted, and I remove myself from the list. Yes, excellent. So that we have Catherine and Rena on screen. So we have Rena Hicks. I think Rena Hicks is one of those speakers who don't need much introduction. Going by the comments I received by sharing the flyer, my God, Mama, you are a powerhouse, I tell you. And you are actually blessed. And if you have ever wondered what your purpose is, I think you already figured that out. But I just want to reaffirm that money conversations, you just need to make us money wise. And Rena is actually a published author. So after this, I'm sure she'll tell us where to find her book, Money Wise. I should get my copy as she speaks because I need to show you that I am money wise. Yes, and I am getting there a day at a time. So Rena will tell us how to make money while you're sleeping. And she's the operations director at Faida Investment Bank. And also she hosts the channel called Money Wise. Hey, I see people. Where we are 405. Woo! Right, Rena, take it away.
Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be back here again. I can't believe you've been doing this for 5 years. Like, what kind of consistency is that? I need to sit under your feet, like, for real. Well done. Well done. It's good to see you again, Coach Richard, and well done again. And thank you so much, Catherine, for the work that you're doing for us. Oh my goodness, guys. It's Tuesday evening. Guys are tired from work. I don't take it for granted that you have all made it to come and join us this evening. I feel so honored that you would give me your time at this moment for us to have this conversation. So I am now sharing my slides, and really at the end of the day today, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm talking about building passive income. But even as I do that, I recognize that we are all in different situations. There are some who are thriving, who have businesses that are doing well. There's others who are employed. There's some who are looking for jobs. We might have young people here who are still in school. We may have some who've lost jobs. This applies to all of us, irrespective of where you are. And so I don't want you to be in a situation where you feel like you can't identify with this, because in this season, right this moment, you don't have excess income or you don't have enough savings, don't worry. We're going to delve into what do I do in order to get to the place where I'm building passive income. If there's one thing I must leave you with today, it's hope. I want to leave you knowing that you can actually begin a journey, and it's a journey. I am still on my journey to building passive income streams to the level that I want. So we're all on this journey. Today, we're going to be talking about the what and the how. So before I do that, let me just give you a bit of background. I work at FIDA Investment Bank, as Grace has shared with us today. And I am the director for operations at FIDA Investment Bank. However, I am here with a different hat. My hat tonight is as the founder and CEO of a company called RH Group Limited. And so I'll be telling you a little bit about what we do. Day to day, I'm a corporate finance specialist at FIDA. I'm also a certified professional coach and an author. So what do we do at RH? Because I think I wear so many different hats, people get confused. Ati, what do you do again? The noise you've seen online, typically usually under the brand MoneyWise, is actually under a company called RH Group. And our mission is to empower our clients to become financially free. That's why we exist. And for us, it's about all of us getting to the place where we're not busy with basic needs like food and shelter, but we are thriving at the place where we are pursuing our God-given purpose, because we believe that all of us have a purpose that we're here on earth to create and to do. And our vision is a community of 1 million MoneyWise individuals freely living out their God-given purpose because they've come to the place of having passive income streams and assets and investments and are impacting their community. That is our vision. So we offer training, online courses. We have a course called Investable. We have a book called MoneyWise, Create, Grow, and Preserve Wealth. And we also offer coaching. And we do this for companies and individuals as well. So before I delve into it, and I'll need your help, Gracia, with the chat, I want you to answer this question for me. And I just need like a sample of like 3. What is your definition of financial freedom? How do you define financial freedom? Just think for a moment and type it in the chat. It's important that we move together. What is your definition of financial freedom? Because everyone has their own.
We have Sylvia who's saying not depending on salary, money working for me, myself, and I, being able to afford what you want when you want, having control over my money, to do what I need to do. Where they are coming in. Hey, okay, let me just scroll up. To be debt-free.
Excuse me.
And then to earn softly. My money, money working for me, myself, and I, being able to afford what you want when you want, having more assets than liability, a point in time when money is not a point in time when money is not a problem, having surplus to do what I need to do without worrying about my next money, getting money in my sleep, not in debt, ability to meet my financial obligations, not having to worry about basic expenses and how will that be met, assets generating income, letting my money work for me when I sleep, afford what I want,
the last one. There are many. Wow.
Yes, there are
Thanks,
so
guys.
many,
I'm loving this. That's awesome. So let me tell you my definition. I think this is brilliant. Well done to all of you. A big hand clap, because yeah, it's all of that. However, there's a definition I have after, lots of research, and I landed on this one. I'm like, yep, this is it for me. This is it. So it's no financial debt. Financial freedom is when you have no financial debt and have more than enough money to fulfill every divine assignment, and enough left over to help others fulfill theirs. So it doesn't end with me, myself, and I. I think it goes beyond me, myself, and I to impacting others. So you have enough for yourself. You're occupied in an assignment that is impacting people, but you have even enough to help others fulfill their self. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Sorry. I got a phone call and it interrupted my data. My Wi-Fi tonight is not working. Can you hear me, Grace?
Yes, now we can. Yeah.
Okay, super. So what is the purpose for wealth? Okay, so the purpose for wealth is freedom. At the end of the day, it is freedom. Even when I look at what you guys are saying, not depending on my salary, be able to have control, to be debt free. There's all this freedom where I can do what I want with the money that I have, and it's freedom. And financial freedom comes through wealth creation. It doesn't come unless you create wealth. But then we don't want to just end with financial freedom, because you could get to the place where you are financially free and can afford to do the things that you want to do, but you're salaried, for example, or you run a business and this business cannot operate without you present in the business. And so the idea is, how can I generate sustained financial freedom so that if I decide I am going to, where do you want to go? Naivasha, where did you say we're going? Nanyuki. Grace, we're going to Nanyuki. I can go to Nanyuki and extend my stay in Nanyuki for a week because I just feel like I want a rest. And I'm not panicking, oh my gosh, my business cannot run without me. So sustained financial freedom can only be realized through generating passive income. So what at the end of the day, what are we looking for? We're looking for freedom. Freedom to be able to do the assignment that we've just talked about, that divine assignment God has for you, but also to be a blessing to others and to help them to do theirs. So where do you begin? To be honest, it's a mindset issue. Because you have to shift, and your mind has to shift from this thing of, oh my gosh, in Nairobi, sijui biashara ni ngumu sana, I don't know, many things. There's so many issues guys are complaining about, and we're so good at complaining. I can tell you guys, every time there is distress, there is things not working, there's always an opportunity. Even when you're at your bottom worst level, there's somebody somewhere doing really well. So the first thing I think is that we all need to recognize that everything I have, my time, my resources, the shillings and cents in my hand, in my pocket, in my bank account, everything I have belongs to God. And so I need to manage it well, because guess what? I will give an account for it. That's the beginning. I need to first understand that it doesn't end with me. And so I have to manage it well. And so where do I begin? I have an active income. I must have an active income. And so if you don't have an active income, you can't actually get a passive income. You need to begin with an active income. What is an active income? It's that earned income that you get from doing something. So either you go to a job, whatever job you do, you earn a salary, or you have a business that you go to, you sell things, or you provide a service and you earn an income from your business. So that's an active income. But it should not end there. Irrespective of whether you earn 100,000, 10,000, or 1,000,000 shillings, you have to move from active income to investing. So the next step is I have to save. Because if I don't save, then I will not have enough to set aside in order to be able to create these passive income streams. So I have my active income. Then the next thing I must do every time I receive an income, I have to do what we call paying myself first. I have to pay myself first. And paying myself first is setting aside some of my money. I've put there 10%, but do you know that is the absolute minimum I should do? Some of you who live at home, have no children, can do 60%. So if you can, please go ahead and do it, because you will be so much happier for it. So you save. When you save that money, you're continually looking at what opportunities can I invest in that can cause my money to grow in value and generate those passive incomes. Okay, so it starts with the active income, you save, and then you invest. So let's take it a notch slower and look at, okay, so when we're talking about passive income, what are we really saying? And what is this passive income? What is it? So any passive income is income that you generate or that you earn from investments. Okay? They're not really passive, because we're talking about earning money as you sleep. Some of them you may not sleep so much because if you have a rental income, you kind of need to make sure that your money is collected. You might have to organize the plumber to go and fix pipes that are broken, or fix the roof, or things like that. But the point is that it's not income that you earn from working 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. It's income that you're generating through investments. And these investments are of different kinds, and we'll look at that shortly. Now, this income grows through increased investments of your active income or your capital or your savings, okay? So it doesn't just grow. You have to continue to invest in it, invest in assets rather, that then continue to increase this income. So it's income that you generate from investments. That's why people call it passive, because you're not actively acting in it, and it grows through increased investments. And the beauty about it is that it gives you immediate cash flow. So that immediate cash flow could be in 6 months, in 3 months, but you will get a cash flow. And it's about building predictable income. That's what we're aiming at. So that when I get to the point where I just want to get time to do what I want to do, there is money that is coming, even as I do nothing. Okay, hope that makes sense. So it's about building predictable income. So why should I work so hard and get all this passive income? Because the truth is, it takes time. And I'll show you an example. It takes time. You can't build passive income that replaces your current expenses completely in 1 year, for example. It just takes time. But what are the advantages? First of all, you will provide, it will provide with you cash flows that can meet needs. So you can initially say, look, you know what? I want to have 5,000 shillings coming from my investments passively. And then that 5K goes towards paying for something. Maybe it's Wi-Fi in your house, or maybe it's, I don't know, as an expense is covered and it's done. Okay, let me move to the next goal. And that cash flow actually meets needs. And then it's predictable income. And the thing I love most about passive income, and the reason I'm like passive income is something we need to earn, is that it creates time freedom. Time to do what you want, time to be able to be there for your children, your grandchildren, time to be able to get involved with passionate pursuits, to be able to do things that may not pay you as much as you'd like, but you love to do them. It frees your time and you become in charge of that time. And then the beauty about passive income, you don't have to sell your asset. You don't have to sacrifice your asset. Your asset remains intact, all right? But it generates an income. So for example, you have land. If you have land and it's the only asset you have, and you need to generate an income, what do? You sell the land. However, if I had the land and I decided, let me invest in my land so that I can generate an income, I could either build some units and earn rental income, or I could decide I'm going to go into some agribusiness venture, hire somebody, and it generates an income for me, so that then it's providing for me as opposed to me having to sacrifice my land, and then I've lost it, and then I've used the money and I'm back to square one. So you don't have to sell or sacrifice your asset. That's the beauty about passive income. And then the beauty about it is that you actually don't have to be an expert in the activity that you choose to do. All right. So whatever you invest in, you can invest in something that somebody else is managing, and all you do is wait for the cash flows to come. Like, isn't that so awesome? So here are some examples. So we've got, let me start with the first one at the top, dividend income. So dividend income comes from shares or investing in companies. So when you invest in companies, they make a profit or a loss. If they make a profit, they share that profit with its owners or its shareholders, and you earn a dividend. The second one is rental income. Rental income, we all understand, you get a rental unit, whether that unit is a commercial unit, it might be residential, and commercial is of many kinds. It could be, some shops that you rent out. It could be for businesses. You could have even just a container that you put on leased land, you subdivide it, and you get rental income. Okay, so it doesn't have to be so complicated. You can earn rental income, whether that rental income is 10,000 a month or whatever other higher, it's passive income. So rental income is a second kind. The third one is earned income. So earned income is not really passive because you would have to do something to earn the income. So let's say you sell a book. Okay, so I sell a book and then I earn income from the book. So I wrote the book, the work is finished, but I need to sell it. Royalties is where instead of you going ahead to sell the book yourself, you can sign up with a publisher. It works the same with music, for example. You sign up with a music producing company and they sell for you. And instead of you earning from each item you're selling, you earn royalties. Business income, so this would be if you run your own business, then you earn business income from it. If you are not, if you're not fully, completely involved in the business, meaning even if you left, your business would continue to run and you're earning business income. That is what would make it passive. But these are just various passive income streams. Income streams, yeah. Then there's interest income. So interest income is earned from fixed income securities. So for example, and I'll explain, you've got things like treasury bonds, you've got things like treasury bills, you've got money market funds, you've got things they call corporate bonds. Corporate bonds are like treasury bonds, except that they're issued by government. I mean, by companies. Corporate bonds are issued by companies. You have commercial paper, and commercial paper is where companies borrow money for short periods of time. So 3 months, 6 months, 9 months to a year, maximum a year, and you earn interest income from that. There's capital gains where you buy something like land and then you sell and you earn capital gains. You can also buy shares of a company and then sell and you earn capital gains. So these are just different sources of income that can actually be passive potentially. At least there's at least dividend income, rental income, royalties, interest income, and capital gains are completely passive. Okay. So the question is, where do I start? How do I actually develop these passive incomes? We will have a Q&A session. So as I go, if you feel I'm going too fast, there's something you need to go over, I need to go over again, post it in the chat and I will answer it during the Q&A session.
Rina,
So how do I actually develop?
Rina,
yes.
If they can post
Sure.
it on Q&A, it will be easier to follow.
Oh, Q&A.
That chat will go crazy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Put it in the Q&A actually, so that actually, in fact, I'm not even alone here. I have Rewa with me, who I work with. I also have Titus Kimeo, who works with us. And so they will help me in case there's questions on the chat, on the Q&A box that are there that we can answer as we go.
Yes.
So post your question there so that we can answer it. So how do I develop passive income? The first step, besides mindset that we looked at earlier, the first step in the action is you have to know, where is my money going? How much do I earn? What do I have in terms of assets? And do I have any debt? Okay, so how much do I owe? How much do I own? How much do I earn? And how much am I saving? So is that correct? How much do I owe? Debt. How much am I spending? Expenses. How much do I earn? Your income. Okay. And then how much do I own? My assets. So how much do I own? How much do I earn? How much do I spend? And how much do I owe? So you review. And the most important thing is to understand, where is your money going? When I look at my expenses, I can see my income. I'm seeing, here we have a problem because my expenses may be more than my income. And there's then something I need to do about it. Because I need to figure out, how do I generate passive income? Because Rina has told you need active income, but you need to save. And so if expenses are higher than income, there's no saving happening there. So we have to review our budget and update it so that we're able to actually meet our goal. So part of that process is determining, what's my goal? I need a number. By the end of 2026, Grace, I need to decide, how much am I going to earn from passive income? What is my number? So just think about it for a moment. What do I desire? And once you have a number, then you can start working backwards. Okay. So I say, fine, right now, this math of expenses and income is not mathing. So what do I need to do? Let me adjust my expenses or earn some more income so that I have a buffer or a gap, then I can start to invest. But my goal is, by 2026 December, I need an income of 10,000 shillings per month in 2026 by the end. So what do I do? Now, for me to earn 10,000 per month passively, I actually have to have about 1.2 million invested, assuming a return of 10% per annum. So of course, if I can get a higher return, then I get there quicker. So the point is that it's actually not so easy. So if I want to earn 100,000 per month passively, how much money do I need to have invested? Right? So you have to have a lot more. So 12 million, so that then I'm able to generate that passive income. So if I'm earning 10% per annum passively, I need to have 1.2 million invested. Okay, how can I make sure that I'm earning 1.2 million? What do I need to save per month, given my current income, my current expenses, so that I get to my 1.2 goal? I hope it's making sense. Then with 1.2, I can invest in a bond. There's different investment options that we look at that then give me that passive income. So how did I determine this? You just do, what is my required investment? Is my annual passive income divided by the rate of return. So how did I get 1.2? It's the annual passive income of 10,000 times 12 divided by the rate of return I have available, which is 10%. On average, this is about a fair return that you get in Kenya. And so when I do that, so you can work it out for yourself to see what is the required investment for your desired passive income. So another goal that you may have, because you might not be here, you might be like, okay, Rina, I'm in debt. So the goal then you can have is, I need to get out of debt. I need to be debt free. So how can I put my head down and figure out how am I going to be debt free so that I can begin my passive income journey? Step number 2, you need to create a separate bank account. Let me tell you, this is from personal experience. So, I mean, like if you've invested in a bond, let me just tell you what happens. Central Bank just quietly sends you your interest. It enters your bank account. And let me tell you, they send an email that sometimes you miss because it just says a transaction has occurred. So if you don't pay attention, it has said a transaction has occurred. You don't realize it's a coupon they've actually paid you or interest they've sent to your account. And so if you're not careful, then you end up spending the money. And so my advice to you is actually for this particular effort, put aside and create a different bank account, or a money market fund is even better for your passive income. So, any income that is coming from rent, or that is coming from my bonds, or is coming from my special fund that I've invested in, that I've withdrawn, it comes to this money market fund, okay? Why? Because you will save, first of all, before you invest, you need to save for your passive income. So if you're saying I'm going to get to 1.2 million by 2026, I need to save X amount of money per month right now to get to my goal. So let me open that account to start saving towards my 1.2 million goal. All right. The other purpose for this separate account is for receiving the passive income. So for example, right now, you might be investing in smaller opportunities, but you need somewhere where that money is going. Okay. So it will receive that passive income revenue. So for example, interest income that we looked at, dividend income if you have shares, or your rental income, that account is where it goes, not in your current account where you're running your business, or your current account where all expenses for the house and everything are spent, because you will not see growth and it will take longer for you to actually develop that passive income. And then you accumulate and invest that income in additional investments, and you start to benefit from what we call compounding returns. And it becomes really magical as you carry on. I can see a hand is raised, Dennis. I'm not able to take your question right now. You can put it on the chat and I'll answer it as we go. So the third step is to grow your active income. Grow your active income. So between now and age 65, you have the ability to grow your active income. And the more you're able to grow your active income, the more you'll be able to generate passive income streams to bigger numbers. So please don't be like, me, I'm all right. I earn 800,000 a month. What are you guys stressing about? I would tell you, yes, it's a high income. However, if you're 30 and you're earning that amount of money, please take advantage of it and find how can I grow my active income so that I can generate more, because different ones of us are called for different things and you never know what happens tomorrow. So just continue to invest and be active around stabilizing your active income for those of you who may be in the gig economy or who may be in business. So try and work towards stabilizing it and growing it, okay? So figure out what ways can I earn more? Is it commissions for those of you who are employed? Is it bonuses? Is it to get a certification so I can serve more sophisticated clients in my business? What additional contracts should I be chasing? And so on. Okay, so let's move to number 4. How is time flying? Whoosh, it's flying so fast. And I have so much to tell you. But number 4, and my final step to how can we develop passive income, is review and update your plan. So one of the things I've learned is that if you don't track progress, if you don't track how am I doing, if you don't have a goal that I'm working towards and I'm tracking, you slack off and you don't really keep paying attention to what it is you're doing. And it doesn't matter whether the goal is a health goal or it is a work goal or it is your money goals. When you review and keep reviewing, you're able to see, okay, I had meant to get to 1.2 million in a year. It is 7 months in, I'm only at 600,000. What do I need to ramp up? Or do I need to shift my goal? So you're able to update and to make adjustments when you're reviewing. And then the thing about this thing is that it is the small habits, those small, seemingly insignificant things we do daily and weekly that actually get us there. So don't wait for that. Oh no, there's a deal I'm waiting for. No, there's a client. Once he pays, I'll be able to get there. If you do that, it will be 1 year, to be 5 years, you're not there. You're better off with those small habits of saving that 5,000, 2,000, whatever it is that you can. That practice of consistently putting aside gets you there. And that discipline is what will keep you there. And then celebrate the milestones that you're making, however small they are. So now let's look at some of these investments, examples, yeah, so that we can actually take action after this. So the first one I talked about, or I want to talk about, is treasury bonds and its interest income. Yeah. Some people consider these as very boring for their grandmother and their grandfather, but these bonds are actually quite amazing. So, so basically what happens is the government needs money and it borrows from the public, and we lend them money and they promise to pay us back after a certain period, and they pay us interest. So that interest is what is actually passive income. The idea with bonds is when you receive that income, continue to reinvest it, and then you continue to earn interest income. And this income is usually paid twice a year. Usually, twice a year. Every 6 months is when you receive this interest income. But you can invest in bonds in such a way that you stagger it, and you can find that you even earn almost a salary every single month. If you invest every month or every other month for 6 months, you'll actually find that you're generating income every month. And so a lot of people who've done this, we have clients who've been able to do this, and they're like, you know what? I have been able to generate a passive income every month, especially people who have a lump sum. When you buy bonds in that way, you create an income for yourself like a salary. Then you've got real estate investments, and these ones give you rental income. You've got shares in a business. So it could be a business that you own and you receive a dividend. It could be shares in a company that is listed on the stock exchange. I mean, for example, Standard Chartered is just paid, or is going to pay rather, they just announced 45 shillings dividend for those who have shares. So for every share that you earn, for every share you hold, you earn 45 bob with Standard Chartered. The reason I shared it is because it's the highest dividend paying company at the moment, excuse me, which is really exciting. The one I want to just spend a bit of time on is this one, special funds. We have various special funds in the market. And so this one has all this mix. You can earn capital gains, dividend income, interest income from the different investment options that are there. However, depending on which one you choose, you must understand what risk am I willing to take before I invest. So the special fund I want to talk about is called Oak Special Fund. And Oak Special Fund was set up where we got the license in 2023, and we opened it up to the public in 2024 February. And we're licensed and regulated by the CMA. So the second hat I wear is that I am a director at FIDA Investment Bank, and this is a FIDA Investment Bank product. And it's been really amazing to see the growth that has happened and just the need that is there. The reason we decided to set this up is because we realized that people have money, but they just don't know what to do, one, or they don't have the time to figure out, do I invest in this or do I invest in the other? How does it work? Would it make sense for me? And just that process of evaluating, should I invest now or should I invest next month? Or do I wait for dividends to be announced? Or, all of that just sort of makes people a bit frustrated. And so they end up leaving their money in the bank or just investing in a fixed deposit account. And so we've created a solution that helps people have alternative options to consider. So with this one, the minimum investment amount is 500,000 and our top-up amount is 50,000. Our target return is 20% per annum net of fees. That's our target. It's not what we are promising. It's what we are working towards. Our lock-in period is 6 months. And the investments that we've made so far are government securities, the ones I just described, cash in banks, Nairobi Securities Exchange shares or equities. We've invested in Eurobonds. We've invested in international equities, in commodities and precious metals and foreign currency. And our management fee, what we charge is 6% per annum of what you invest, but it's prorated per annum, okay? So let's look at how have we done since we began. Since we began, for those who've invested with us since we began in 2024, those who began with us in February earned 29% return net of fees. That was the absolute return. But how are we doing this year? In January, our annualized return was 18.92%. In February, we did February 2025 last month well, February was okay. Yeah, you understand what I mean? Was 23%. I'll have the March results tomorrow morning. So I was not able to put them up here because we're still doing our reconciliations. But this is how we've done so far. And believe it or not, in just 1 year, Grace, we have 2.6 billion shillings that we're currently managing. And most of our clients are actually individuals. We do have a few companies that we're managing for. And so I'm here to invite you to consider putting that money that you don't want to manage yourself, to have somebody else to think about, where do I invest? How do I invest for you so that you can earn this return? And maybe just to close with sharing about Faida, we are 100 Kenyan owned company. We have been in Kenya for 30 years. We have a presence in Rwanda, and we serve corporate clients, retail clients, just about everybody. We help people investing in stocks. We also help companies with business valuations, fairness opinions. We do research. We also have collective investment schemes. Now, let me wind up with this example, and then we can open up to Q&A. You know, sometimes you wonder, okay, how does this even happen? So let's look at Dennis. Dennis decides, I'm going to make muffins from Food Network. And it's the power of habits, the power of habits. I'm going to make muffins, from Food Network. So he learns to make these muffins from Food Network. 2 years later, his wife starts to get attention from men at work. And it's like, I'm sorry, how are the two related? How is that even possible? But this is how life is. So let's see Dennis's path, okay? So Dennis starts to make muffins from Food Network. He's proud and his family loves them. I'm sorry. He makes them and other desserts and they love them. He also starts to enjoy them. Then suddenly he starts to feel sluggish at night. He wakes up groggy, he's tired, his fatigue starts to affect his work. He begins to feel stressed because he's not catching up with work. And then he reaches for more comfort food. He has it at night. It affects his sleep. He stops taking walks with his wife because now he's tired in the morning. And then his wife starts to miss him. He starts to feel flabby. He starts to feel flabby, feels less confident. He can't wear the clothes he was wearing before. So he starts to feel less attractive. And then his affection to his wife reduces because he's now feeling tired. He's feeling like he's not connected with her. She begins to complain, and then she starts to get attention from work, from making muffins. But you see, it's not the making of the muffins. It's those daily habits, the daily habits of making them and making more, and then not doing the things that he was doing before. And so, guys, whatever you decide you're going to do, keep at it, and it will make a huge difference. So I don't know why my graph is not showing, but what I was showing is how in 27 months, you could be where you want to be and be so successful, or you could be completely different, in a stressful situation, like my friend Dennis. And so I want to just put our contact details there. I've come to the end of the presentation, and I want to give the next few minutes just for Q&A. So feel free to take a screenshot and you can get in touch with us or click on the website, and there's so many resources for you right there. So I hope I've been helpful. Let me see what we have on the chat. And let's see. Yeah, Grace, over to you.
Thank you, Rina. There's somebody who's just sending me a message and saying, Grace, I told you, Rina, 1 hour is just not enough. Yeah, how about? Yes. I think, Rina, you and I need to talk. We need to have to collaborate on a physical session. And and I hope when we ask you guys to pay, you will pay as part of my and Rina's passive income. Anyway, right. Now, there's this question that I've seen severally, and somebody is saying, kindly do, if for the Gen Zs and the people who are just coming into the job market, what's in it for them? How can they be able to have passive income? And somebody's like, what about if I'm earning just 40,000 now? So maybe you can also start with that before we can get to the more complex matters.
Yeah, start where you are is what I always say. So right now, a good place to start is actually with a money market fund. So you're just getting started in your workplace, you're earning the income that you're earning, you're still trying to figure out how do these investments work. A good place to start is to open a money market fund account. And by the way, you don't have to stress. Which one do I open with is usually the next question. Which one is the best? Please get in touch with us and we'll help you. We have relationships with a lot of these companies, and we're able to take you through how they work and which ones then would apply for you and which one you can open with. So happy to assist you there at no extra cost. So yeah, you can get in touch with us with the email. For the money market fund questions, the email would work best. Yeah. Grace, you're muted.
Yeah, thank you for that. So you send an email to sema@moneywise.co.ke.
Yes, Sema at Moneywise, yeah.
Yes. So we have this person who's saying, please talk about taxes we will pay on the passive income. It's very important. That's from Wanjamaina.
Yeah, so it depends. Okay, so if you're earning interest income that you've invested in Kenya, the tax you pay on interest is 15% withholding tax, and it's usually deducted before you receive your income deposited in your account. So for example, if you have a money market fund, they would usually remove the withholding tax. If you invest in bonds, you remove it before you invest, before they send you the money. And some bonds are actually tax-free, and so there is no tax that is charged. So all interest earning instruments, the tax is 15% withholding tax. Dividends, the tax is 5%. So if you earn, I was talking about 45 shillings. If I have 10,000 shares, I'll earn 47,000 shillings. There's 5% that will be deducted from my 47,000 before I receive my net earnings from that. If it's rental income, if I have a unit, I'm earning 100,000 or I'm earning 10,000, I will remove 7.5% rental tax in Kenya right now for that unit. If I don't have more than, I forget the income now, but it's 7.5% tax on that. I hope I've painted a clear enough picture. But yeah, roughly that's how it works. So the one that you will not have to pay directly to KRA is interest income and dividend income because it's removed before.
All right. And somebody is asking, is this available in Tanzania and Uganda?
Is what available?
Oak Fund.
Yes, it's available globally. So they just need to get in touch with us. It's available for anybody from anywhere.
Okay. There's somebody who is saying, do you have Oak USD Fund?
Not yet. We have it. It is there, but it's not yet available to the public. So we have slowed down the opening up of the USD fund for now. But once we have it open, we shall announce it very publicly. But for now, it's the Kenya Shilling Fund that is available.
All right. And somebody is saying, what if someone has 200,000? Is there a way I can save the in the fund or I don't qualify?
I see. So if you have 200,000 and you're serious, I might make an exception. Just get in touch with us. We'll see how to make it work for you.
All right. After the lock-in period of 6 months, can one access the funds freely? How many times per annum?
Yeah. So yes. So after the 6 months, you can access your funds. You can withdraw your interest. The only disadvantage with that is that you don't then earn from compounding interest. So yeah, can you withdraw? Absolutely. After the 6 months, you can. But we encourage you to keep it as long as possible so that then you have compounding interest.
All right. For the Oak Special Fund on maturity, is the principal retained?
Ask me that again?
Which, for the Oak Fund,
Mm-hmm.
for the Oak Special Fund on maturity, is the principal retained?
So it's a fund, and it's like a money market fund, for example, in the sense that there's no maturity period. You know what I mean? So you open an account, you invest. When you want to withdraw, you withdraw. So we don't have a maturity. It's not like a fixed deposit account or like a bond or a treasury bill. There's no maturity period. You invest for as long as you like or for as short as you like. Minimum investment amount is the, what did I say? Minimum investment period or the lock-in period is 6 months. I've seen a question also about the 6% fee. What we pay and the return I showed is actually net of that fee. We've already removed the fee by the time we're giving you that return.
Okay. Somebody saying, is this available for the Kenyans in diaspora, or do we have to convert in Kenya shillings? I think that you have answered.
Yeah, so it's available for anybody. Whenever you invest in whatever currency, yes, it's a Kenya shilling fund. So we do invest in dollars and so on, but when we're paying you back, we pay you back in Kenya shilling. So it's a Kenya shilling fund.
All right. Hi, Rina. Would it be wise to take up a loan in like a SACCO to invest in high-yielding funds like the Oak? That's from Nancy.
Yeah, no. So you'll notice that my passive income talk didn't include loans. Actually, in the US, it works really well. So for those of you in the States where you can borrow at like 3%, 4%, I don't know what the interest rates are, so you can tell my ignorance, but they're generally, low in the US. You can invest in higher yielding opportunities in the States. So you can invest, there's other ways you can earn passive income in the States from borrowing from at low rates and at low fixed rates, and then investing in high rates. In Kenya, however, the lending rates are so high that when you look at what opportunities you have, the difference is not so great. Before, how it would work in Kenya is this way, because I've done my math. If you decided to borrow from the SACCO, for example, and you're earning 12, and the fee is 12% per annum, the way that it would work best is if you are going to pay off that loan in less than 1 year, so that you're not taking 7 years to repay, or you're using the return from this opportunity to repay. It doesn't work well that way, because the cost of the interest eats into your return. The best way is to take a loan amount that you can repay in like 6 months, let's just say less than a year. That reduces your interest cost and can help you then grow to generate those passive income streams faster. So that would be my caveat. So only borrow the amount that that you can repay within a year.
All right. Reva, if you can post your WhatsApp group link on the chat, it will make my work very easy. Now, for the audience, kindly post your questions on the Q&A. It's easier to follow. Everybody just is just posting, so it's hard for me to actually follow. But please put them on the Q&A. It's easier to just have it flow. Bazalel Odiwari saying, Irina and the amazing facilitating team, on behalf of my boys club, could you guide us through the effects of interest rates volatility and government regulations, like what CRR regulation is doing for banks on the choice of an investment example? Should we consider long-term or longer-term ones, given the kind of financial government we are having? Are you in Kenya? Are you in Uganda? Are you in Tanzania? Are you in Rwanda or the other parts of the world? Maybe.
Okay.
That sounds like a Kenyan.
So that's a Kenyan.
Yeah.
So, okay. The truth is that interest rates go up and down. Okay, so you can usually tell when interest rates, the government usually says, and the way that you can, what happens is that you can see the trend. So for example, last year, interest rates went up really high. I remember the government issuing a bond at 18.4% tax-free. That was in February last year. And we could tell that that level of interest rate was not actually sustainable. And the government kept talking about the fact that they want to bring interest rates down. Because borrowing at those rates was very high, very expensive, and it actually affects the way that businesses can raise capital. And there was a season where you had government competing with businesses to borrow money, even from banks, because banks are like, why should I bother doing so much work to evaluate all these different business plans to lend to companies where there's risk and there's a potential reality that they may not pay me back? How about I just lend to the government, I'll get it tax-free and it's sorted. So there was an issue there. And so interest rates began to come down began to come down really fast from about, I think it was September or October last year. So are interest rates going to go down further? They seem to have stabilized somewhat for the short term. So the thing is, and I like to quote scripture, so forgive me if you're not Christian, but it's wisdom in the sense that if you wait as a farmer to see when the clouds are going to rain, is it today when the rain will fall so that I start to plant? When you do that, you will never plant. And the truth is that you have to plant in the hope that it is going to be well. So in good seasons, in bad seasons, through the cycles, I would say invest. Don't try and time, this is the best time. Of course, there's different investments that you have to do that. But generally, what you need to do is have a plan in terms of how am I going to generate my passive income? How am I going to invest so that then I have a secure future? And decide what investment options you're going to get involved in. I'm happy to work through that plan with you, Grace, and work through on a live session. How do you actually make an investment decision that is purposefully done and that meets your needs and goals, so that then it's easy for you to sort of think through, okay, these are the ways I'm going to invest, and you do it consistently, and over time you do well. So sometimes you'll earn 12%, other times you'll earn 18%, but trying to time all the time can be challenging. And so you would move investments from this or the other depending on the season, and of course depending on, so like for example, right now you'll have interest earning instruments not getting as much popularity, for example, as stocks or shares. And then you'll find that stocks go down and then interest earning instruments are higher. So I think it can get overwhelming and confusing. And that's why we decided to set up the fund, so that people don't have to stress. So just so that people don't feel overwhelmed, just invest in a bond. You can decide if you feel from reading the macroeconomic reports that are set out that interest rates will go up, then go for shorter term instruments for now. I've taken so long to answer that one. Sorry. Grace.
Yes, I can hear you. And that's fine, because we also need to make sure people understand. I'm sure you're answering for more than just one person. Hey, can I make automated withdrawals from my mobile phone? And what are the steps? What are the minimum saving levels?
No, you can't make automated withdrawals from any fund. You can't. You have to give instructions for you to withdraw. So whatever it is that you're investing in, you can make automated deposits by agreeing with your commercial bank and entering into what they call what do you call that thing?
Standing orders.
Standing order. Yes, you can sign up for a standing order, and the standing order, then every month your bank sends money to where you want to go. But funds don't work like banks. There's no standing order for funds. So for the funds, you'll have to just withdraw. And the apps that exist, you can actually put in a withdrawal or send an email, and you would withdraw the amount that you want. But I'm wondering what you're withdrawing to do. So hopefully you're withdrawing to invest in something else.
That's very correct. Let me remind the audience, kindly post your questions on the Q&A. It's really easier to follow. I'm seeing a few people posting there, and I'm just saying it's easier to follow on the other side. Now, hello, Rina. What would you say about investments in real estate, given the rental income has expenses to it like staff costs, maintenance, refurbishment, and any other such bills? Include rental
So real
tax.
estate, so real estate is, well, I mean, yes. So the income comes, and then there's all these different costs. But don't forget, yes, there's a rental income that comes from real estate, but there's also the value of the asset itself that grows in value. So you have to look at both the value of the property, but also, so not just the rental income. So that's what I would say. So you can't compare rental income versus interest income, because with interest income, there's no growth in your principal. It's just that, so you have to just compare and contrast the two. So they're two different investment options.
And then we are saying for individual consultation, how much do you charge? You may need to get in touch with Rina separately. And for all those who are posting their numbers on the chat, Aiden has posted the group chat. I hope this is for confirm this is your chat, Rewa. Does Aiden work with
I don't
you
even know
guys?
who that is. No, he doesn't.
Oh, wait.
I don't know who he is.
Aiden, we don't know you. Wait, Aiden Abdullahi Yuni. So that's not the link for MoneyWise or for Atara Solutions. So please be careful about we don't know who that is. However, Rina, he copied.
Yes.
That is what he's saying. Okay.
Oh,
he copied.
right.
Rewa, please just
Sorry.
okay, it's ours. Okay,
That's
sawa.
not, she
Pole
says it's
sana.
not Manuel.
Oh, that is for Atara. Okay, that is our Atara Solutions WhatsApp group. Please, Rewa, if you do you have one, Rina? Do you guys have a WhatsApp
So we
group?
don't have a WhatsApp group per se.
Okay.
Clearly, this is something I need to start. But we do have a
Yes.
WhatsApp number. So we do have a WhatsApp number where we can respond to inquiries.
Yes.
But that's a really good. I think I should set up a channel. Is that what they ask?
Yeah, I think you need to. I think you need to.
Although we
Yeah,
have so much free content, I would actually drive people to our YouTube channel.
YouTube channel.
We're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn. Yes, we have so much content available online. So, anything and everything that you want to find out about investing is all out there. But if you want to get in touch about an investment options, please, yeah, you can use the WhatsApp or call us or email.
Yeah. So, is it okay to get a loan at 12% reducing balance and take MMF? Eh?
Okay, yeah, I've understood the question. Really, I don't know. I don't think so, because again, what are we trying to do? So guys, there's a gentleman who said, Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it. They earn it. Those who don't understand it pay it. So today, if I have 5,000 shillings and I invest 5,000 shillings every month for the next 35 years, I'll have 17.8 million. The cash I will have deposited is only 2.1 million. The balance, 15.7 million, will be returns I will have earned from my investment if I invest at a rate of 10% per annum. Now, if I borrow, the same is true. The 15.7 will be the reverse, is what I will have paid over that time. So you have to remember that, yes, it's on reducing balance, that's fine. However, if I take long to pay the loan, and then the interests are about the same, because a money market fund is currently between, I think, 9-10% to, I think, a maximum of about 13% right now. And I'm borrowing at 12, like I'm not seeing, what are we doing? So I would only borrow if the rate I'm going to earn from my investment is higher than my loan. And number two, I can repay my loan in less than a year. That is what I would say.
And then kindly share why I should invest in Oak Fund as opposed to unit trust.
So that's a very interesting question. It's actually a unit trust. It's a type of a unit trust. So I'm not sure I understand the question.
Okay, I think that's a
maybe
good
it can
answer.
be rephrased.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody saying towards the end of last year, we saw Cusco collapsing, yet it was regulated by SASRA. Oak Special Fund is regulated by CMA. Then again, the bodies have gone to disappoint. How secure is this?
Well, you're only as secure as the investments that you invest in, but also as far as the people behind any investment that you choose. And this is general information. Whenever you choose an investment option, please take time to do your due diligence. Who is behind this product or service or company? How long have they been around? We're not in the business of losing people's money after 30 years of building a business, is what I will say. We're people of integrity. We have expertise in the kind of people that we put in our teams to manage those assets. And, we're happy to refer you to clients that you can talk to and see what experience have they had so far having invested in this fund. The results I give you are not just results I've plucked from the sky. And the results, the fact that we grew in 1 year from 0 assets to 2.6 billion in assets under management speaks huge volumes around trust. And so, I mean, really, we are not here to kill business, because for us, it's a business. We are not, you see, a SACCO is run differently from a a business that somebody's running. A SACCO, it's other people's money, their management, they don't have their own money saved in it. And there's a lot of, unfortunately, in this country, we have a lot of people taking advantage of positions that they're in for self-interest. And that happens easily in a SACCO. However, in a business, you have to make sure that you're running your business sustainably. So I guess in a nutshell, we are not here to lose our business in a very short time. We're here for the long game.
Yeah. And then there's somebody who was asking about MMF. Is
Okay.
300K on MMF viable passive income option? And I think I would refer you to either MoneyWise YouTube channel or Atara Solutions YouTube channel. You can just type their MMF, and probably because there's a whole section on MMF only, it will be easier for you to understand from there. I think that is a quick way to answer that. Now, what is the difference between an MMF and a fixed income fund? My facility recently switched from being an MMF facility to a fixed income fund. Would you know the benefits?
So that's interesting. Something can't just switch. I think they must have maybe made the decision to say, okay, I need to understand that one. They're two totally different funds. A money market fund uses the pooled funds that are invested and invests the money in cash and cash equivalents, in treasury bills, and in bonds and commercial paper, but they have to be no longer than 18 months. Okay, so whatever they invest in, the maturity period has to be less than 18 months. A fixed income fund invests only in fixed income opportunities. Of course, they have cash, they have fixed deposits with the banks, anything that is earning them income, fixed income. However, they can invest for longer periods. So they can have, for example, a 15-year bond in their books, but a money market fund would never have a 15-year bond in their books, or at least they should not, according to the regulations. And so what is the difference? You'll find that money market funds, you can deposit and withdraw at any point in time, and it's fine. With a fixed income fund, if you don't invest for at least a year and you want to withdraw, you might actually find you're making a loss, or you're making less than you would in a money market fund account because of just the nature of having to sell bonds before they are they've reached maturity. So you can actually make a loss if you sold a bond before maturity if interest rates, for example, have gone up. Yeah. So that's the difference between a fixed income fund and a money market fund.
All right. There are quite a lot of questions on cryptocurrencies. I don't know whether we need to do a webinar on that one on its own.
That's a whole other session.
I think we need to do that. For all your questions on cryptocurrency, I think we shall have a special or rather a separate conversation around just cryptocurrencies, because I believe it's a huge something that we really need to dissect much more than just a question right now. And is Oak Special Fund regulated by CMA? Yes, that's what Rina said. And then, is there a form of insurance for the principal amount invested to safeguard against loss of principal amount invested? Do people lose the principal amount?
No, there's no insurance. There's no insurance per se on the principal amount, but we aim to preserve capital, but not just preserve capital, but actually give a return. You know, we want to give a return because Kenyans are very sensitive to losses. And so, yeah, I mean, markets go up and go down, and we do our very best to make sure that we're giving a return. So losing principal is now we don't want to lose people's principal. The question then, however, is, can it happen? Yes, it can. It can happen. Everything that you invest in has a risk. Everything that you invest in, including government bonds, they all have a risk. So it's just to see and some of these investments, especially like the Oak Fund, it's not for everyone. So it's to think through, okay, I recognize that I'm taking a little bit more risk because I see that you're investing in commodities. I see you're investing in FX. I see you're not just investing in government securities and in cash in a bank. So I'm taking a little more risk than I would with a money market fund, for example. For that additional risk, am I willing to put some money in this, or do I just want to stay with a money market fund? That's a decision you have to make as a person to decide how much are you willing to risk so that you can get that additional return. But we are not seeking to, I guess our aim is to make a return, not even preserve capital.
Okay. Somebody is saying, how would you advise someone who wants to start a business? Should he take a loan or use deposit saved? That is in a Sanko or money markets.
Save and use your savings to start the business.
Yeah. What are the risks involved in Oak Special Fund?
I think I've talked through them.
Yes, I think you have,
Because
yeah.
interest rates go up and down. We have markets that are changing, volatility in markets, instability politically. The risks are the same that would be applied in any investment. So the risks are the same. So changes in the macroeconomic environment, changes in government policy, all those. So let's say, for example, the government said that they were going to tax infrastructure bonds. That affects returns. If they said that they're going to increase withholding tax from 15% to 30%, that affects returns. So the risks are the same that would affect any investment or any financial asset that exists in any country.
Yeah. Okay. Can one sell a plot to invest in money markets? Where?
Why did you say that?
No. I have seen another one. If I have 100K, where can I start? And another one, if I have 300,000, is it enough for investment on passive income?
So let me just summarize the questions that you see, because I don't know who you are. I don't know what you have. I don't know whether you're in debt. I don't know what your income is. I don't know what other assets you have. So you have to have a plan and an idea of what do, at the end of the day, what are my expenses? What are my goals? What are my needs? And so what am I going to invest in to make sure that I have an emergency fund? What am I going to be able to invest in so that I have cash flow for investing? What am I going to invest in so that I generate passive income? And in fact, as I discuss passive income, how much is my target for passive income? So that even as you're moving and the decision to sell land, okay, why do you have land? What is the purpose for that land? The thing is, we find that people make investment decisions because auntie so and so, my friends, everybody's doing this. They're buying land in Nanyuki, or now they've gone to I don't know which part of the country. They're now in Kilifi, and everybody's buying land in these places. And so let me buy land because it is a good thing. Okay, it may be a good thing, but is it a good thing for me? I have to constantly evaluate what is my plan? What are my needs? What are my personal circumstances as I'm making decisions, and look at your investments within a whole strategy that can be used to help you get to where you want. So can I sell land to buy a money market? Of course, but it might not be a good idea for you. I don't know. It's what is the purpose of the land? Okay, so you want to be able to get cash? Fantastic. Is a money market fund an option? It's okay. So every investment option and strategy and decision will be different for as many people as on this Zoom call, because we're all very different. It's a matter of understanding what is it I need, when do I need it by, and what am I going to do to be able to achieve it so that our investments are done in a purposeful way. Back to you, Grace.
All right. I don't know why people are just not wanting to put their questions in the Q&A. If I miss out your question on the chat, please do not blame me. I gave instructions. Somebody, Stella, is saying, can we put money from a sale of land into Oak Fund and withdraw the monthly interest as income for our elderly mom on a monthly basis?
It's possible, yes.
Okay. What do you mean when you say withholding tax?
That is KRA's fee tax for interest earning instruments. It's called withholding tax.
There's somebody, Maston, my friend, how are you? Maston is saying return on investment on rental income takes quite a long time if the capital injection was loan. It takes even longer to break even. What's your take on this?
Is it a fact? I wonder. So it depends how much was borrowed. I'm not sure I have an answer for that one. I think it depends.
Yeah.
And I'd say count the cost. See, what will it cost me to buy this rental unit? How much can I afford to put down? And what will it cost me to borrow against it. So yeah, it can take very long to recover your money if you borrow a huge percentage of the money from the bank and you're taking a long time to repay it. So there needs to be a bit of calculations that are done to see whether it actually makes sense at the end of the day.
Yeah. And Richard,
Yes,
anything for
Grace.
Rina?
Yes, Rina, that was a very inspiring and very structured presentation. I'm so inspired. I am sure the 500 people who were here have also gained something out of your enthusiasm. I have two questions. Although you have alluded to them, the identification of scams, the easiest way to identify scams. The second question, I think there are myths that surround passive income. For example, you cannot really sleep in bed for assuming that is passive income. The third question is, do we need to do a personality tests so that we can be able to know that we are in the same WhatsApp group with financial management? For example, there are people who can give money easily. There are people who cannot give money easily. I'm talking about black tax, which really takes a lot of money which somebody can invest. Are there tests that we can do in terms of personality assessment?
Yeah, Richard, please clarify your second question. You talked about what about passive income?
I asked two questions: personality assessment, so that we can that we are well aligned with financial management. The other one, identification of scams. Although you alluded to them as you moved along, myths around passive income.
Sorry, I thought there were three. So now I've understood there too. So the first one with scams, how do you identify a scam? The one thing you will see is guaranteed. They'll say our returns are guaranteed. Number two, their interest rates or returns from the investment are going to be higher than your average return in the market. So they'll tell you, we're going to give you 20% per month as opposed to per year, or we're going to give you 30%, or we'll double your money this year. So usually higher returns, much higher returns. Number three, usually you cannot see who is behind this investment. You will look for their website to see who is the team, who is on the board. You will not see. Corporate governance does not exist, or you will see it's hidden. You can't quite see who is the MD, who's running with this, because nobody wants to take responsibility and no one wants to go to jail in case, when it falls over. Another thing about scams is consistent returns. Every time they're giving you, first, the returns are extremely high, 10% per month, 20% per month, and then it's consistent returns. There's nothing you can invest in that will give you returns that are like this. Markets go up and down and up and down. And so, when you see consistent returns, you need to, it's a red flag. All right, personality test. You raise a very valuable point, Richard. One size does not fit all, especially when it comes to personal financial management. You have people who come and say, oh, what you need to do is create a budget and you're sorted for life. But they are humans, Richard. You tell them budget, and that word makes them feel so constrained, constricted, and claustrophobic. They're just like, what have you just said? They've moved out of the room. They've jumped out of the Zoom call. Then the others, you say budget, they're like, which strategies can you show me? Because my budget, actually, I feel like I need a revamp of this thing. So yes, there are different money personalities. Actually, research has been done over and over and over, and there's a fantastic test that's available, which we can send to you. And so send us an email that you want the money personality test, and we'll send it to you.
Excellent, Rina.
Yeah.
I think we might be here all night if we are not being careful. And Vanessa, yes, the recording is there. We are actually live on YouTube, and a link will be shared in the WhatsApp groups if you're in one of them, so that you can get to catch up on that. And yes, for those who are asking for notes, again, the recording will have the notes because she shared screen. So you can always listen in and take your own notes and start investing. And Okello Hesbon, that question was answered a while back. on the Unit Trust and Oak Fund. Maybe you might want to review the recording at this point, because I see you're asking what is Oak kindly. That was discussed. Abraham is saying, can you join Oak Fund online? Rina?
You can, sorry. Titus, are you here? Maybe, oh, yeah, you can still contact us. The same contact details that we shared. You can join. You can also go on our website. We have a website specifically for Oak. It's called Oak Fund. Well, let me just post it here. I can post it here. It's an easy, it's called oak.africa, oak.africa. And let me see if I can post to everyone. That's the website.
All right. There's the question that kept recurring about the what do we call it? About the 50,000. Is it a top up monthly? And then you can combine that. It's not monthly.
Sorry. No. So it's whenever you want to top up. The minimum top up is 50,000. So whenever, you can top up never, or you can top up as often as you like. So whenever you choose to top up, the minimum is 50K.
And then Phyllis is the last one here saying, is the 6% on interest plus principal or just on the interest?
It's on the principal.
It's on the principal. All right. Guys, I think we can be here all night. It's just never enough with Rina for 1 hour. And Rina, I think we need to take seriously the fact and organize an investment for a physical session somewhere here in Nairobi, and we can also take it to Uganda later, so that then we are also spreading this good news. It's Rina Dean. Dear Rina, please share the highest interest in the marketplace. For what? Is it for bonds?
I know. The answer is I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Imagine, just get used to doing your own research also. I don't know. And the highest is not usually the best, by the way. Not always the best. It's not always the best.
Actually, yes, I have learned that the hard way. He's talking about bonds. What is the highest rate for bonds?
For bonds, go to centralbank.go.ke. You'll see the bonds on offer and how much they're offering for. Actually, there are bonds on offer right now that close tomorrow. So you can jump on there, and if you have the CSD DAO app, you have time. You can actually apply. It closes tomorrow, I think, at 2 o'clock.
All right. Excellent. Rina, I think this was an amazing session. And you guys, you need to join us down in Nanyuki on the 12th of April. Please come to Nanyuki. As you invest in your money, you can also invest in yourself, which this is one of the ways you get to do that. Come and learn, come and network, come and have fun. For you to create the next passive income, I believe you need to meet more people and get to know what other people are doing with their income and how they are networking and how they are growing themselves. Please join us in Nanyuki on the 12th of April. For those in Nairobi, transport is 3,000 going on Saturday, coming back on Sunday. We have different offerings for accommodation, so get in touch with us, and we shall be able to share more details on the trip down in Nanyuki. Invest in yourself as you invest in others. All right, so Rina, parting shot as we go.
Parting shot. I had shut down. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I think
Richard, can you hear me?
We may have lost her, Grace.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They become more and more familiar, and you can actually implement. I think my second thing is my habits. Example. Just choose what are you going to do consistently, even if it's 500 you're going to save. Just put money aside consistently. Get into the habit of saving. Make sure you pay yourself first, and you get there at the end of the day. We're looking to build passive income streams. It just starts with consistency with whatever it is that you have. So don't worry where you are. Just begin today. and you'll get there at the end of the day. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you. Thank you so much, Grace and Richard.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are people sharing their emails. You probably need to get in touch with MoneyWise on the personality. We are not able to collect all your email addresses at this point in time. So you can get in touch with the SEMA at moneywise.co.ke. Is it SEMA at moneywise.co.ke?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Sawa. Yeah, you can do that, and then that can happen. And then for any other question that you might have, please join MoneyWise YouTube channel. You can subscribe. There's a lot of content there. Rina has done an amazing job in there. Please go in. Whatever questions you might have, I am so sure part of it has been answered there. We have also done a couple of questions. We did money market. We've done a budget. I saw somebody talk about good debt and bad debt. There's that session on our YouTube channel as well. Rina talked to us about being MoneyWise. I think is it January last year or is it this year? You can go there, you can get to learn that, and you can also buy her book, MoneyWise. Rina, you didn't tell us where to get your book.
I even forgot to talk about it. That book is available on Jumia. It's available from us. If you write to us directly, it's available at Textbook Center, on Kindle, and on Amazon for those of you who are not in Kenya. So you can definitely get a copy. And it's only 1,000 bob, very cheap.
Excellent. So for only 1,000 bob, you become money wiser. So thank you so much, Rina. Always a pleasure. Let's do that investment conference in sometime in July. I think we need to do that and invite all these people. And I hope that you guys, when we invite you, please show up. We have to do this practically, physically, for us to learn more. So thank you so much, our audience. We cannot do this without you. Thank you so much for joining us. The entire team at MoneyWise, we appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Richard and Catherine, thank you so much. And the entire team at Atara Solutions, we appreciate you, and we are really, really grateful for the opportunity to serve the world. To you, our audience, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Atara Solutions, like our Facebook page, Atara Solutions. And if you're looking to catch up on this one or other conversations that we've had in the past, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Get It Right with Atara Solutions. And of course, for tonight's session and any other of your money conversations, MoneyWise will be the best channel for you. Please do not forget to join us on the 12th of April down in Nanyuki for one of the opportunities to invest in yourself as well. Elizabeth, I've seen your contact. I am going to share that with our team, and somebody will get in touch with you tomorrow on the trip to Nanyuki. Please come, and let's learn and grow together. For the personality test, I think we can share with you, but please, you can also get in touch with MoneyWise, or rather SEMA at moneywise.co.ke for more details. So thank you so much, guys, and have yourselves a lovely, lovely night. See you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. for another engaging, interesting conversation on a totally different topic. So I hope that you can join us. And Jacinta, you can put the link for Nanyuki on the chat. You can also put our what do we call it? The link for Nanyuki. You can also put the what do we call it? WhatsApp group. You can also put WhatsApp group channel on the chat. So that the people can join who may have missed out. We will also share the link on the WhatsApp group. We are going to share the link for MoneyWise. So thank you so much, guys, and have yourselves a lovely, lovely night. See you on Tuesday, same time, same place. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Made a dream come true. So they sprinkle this in your hair of golden sun and your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around, just like be, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, we just got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled this in your hair of gold inside in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you. 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 Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.